Welcome to our topic today, which is multiple streams of income. I posted in the group, I asked the question, what do you want to know about this week? And the resounding response was, tell me about multiple streams of income. And so I think this is on a lot of people's minds right now because their therapy income or their general income that they have is probably reduced. So it makes sense that you are going to want to know, how do I generate more revenue during this time? And so I'll talk about a couple of options for therapists that might be good to do now, considering things that are going on in our world. And then I'll wrap up with some things to think about in the long run that are multiple streams of income for therapists. So a lot of the time people get confused multiple streams of income versus passive streams of income. So there are some, let's call it more passive streams of income. I'm not going to really be talking about that because I think in the therapy world, we actually have to do a lot of active things. We have to be really purposeful in what we do to make multiple streams of income. An example of passive streams of income might be buying a building and then renting that space out to a variety of people, then collecting the money from there. Though you have to, write contracts, leases, and get people in. Once it gets going, it's pretty passive. They just write you a check every month and you call it a day. We're going to be talking about things like the number one thing that therapists can do is create online courses. So if you have a really great idea, if you're a specialist in something, or you want to help other private practice owners, making an online course is really the way to go. It's really easy nowadays. You can use a platform like Teachable or Kajabi, and you put together material, you put together videos, and you sell your product. It really sounds simple, and the launching part is pretty simple. That's a part. There's some systems that you can follow in order to really make your product sell. The thing that you need for launching any course, and this is what I tell people all the time, is that you need a following. So there's a couple ways that you can take some time now to create a following, whether you start a Facebook group. So let's say you're a parent and you want to make a stressless or stress-free parenting course for other parents. You want to put in recommendations on how they can parent, how they can manage their own emotions, meditation. You want to make it really interactive. You want to have a Facebook group. You want to have, videos, meditations, all of these different things. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start a Facebook group right now, today, for parents. You want to start inviting parents into that Facebook group and just sharing free information. You don't want to pitch people too early. You want to make sure that you're providing a lot of valuable resources, a lot of valuable information, being really present in that group, maybe doing Facebook Lives like this. And you really want to build up your audience so that way you can start selling your course. So if you have an idea, I want you to think about where you're going to build your audience. Some people do it on Instagram, some people do it on a mailing list, and some people do it in Facebook groups. Those seem to be the most popular ways. The thing about building a following on Facebook and Instagram is that you don't actually own those followers, right? Facebook can, change what they're doing at any time. They've done it many times and it really impacts people, or they, can change the rules. When you have an email list, those are really people who are like your diehards, people who are like, yes, I'm here, I want the content. And so you may want to think about doing a mailing list and then selling. The same thing if you have any kind of worksheets or some kind of valuable information. A lot of therapists will put together a workbook. They'll sell it for a very nominal price, $5. To kind of get their name out there. And so you can think about doing something like that. So you can do a course, you can do an ebook, a workbook. You can think about putting together online workshops. People are getting really creative right now in the online space. And so maybe you put together a workshop for anxiety management. You call it a, psychoeducation, non-therapeutic workshop. You invite, 20 people. You charge, $20. That's $400 depending on your area. That could be anywhere from 5 to 2 therapy session hours, and you've put together this really great group and this really great workshop. So you're really going to need to be creative in what you do in order to make multiple streams of income at this time. And so I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes, and then I will talk about what to do in the long run. So thank you to TherapyNotes. They are a wonderful asset to any private practice that you have, whether you're an individual practitioner or you're a group practice. You can do billing, you can do insurance payments, you can take credit card payments, it sends reminders, just a really all-encompassing electronic health record. So if you're looking for one, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. So let's go back. So you may realize now that, oh no, like I'm a solo practitioner. If my clientele falls off, my income falls off, and I want to be prepared for the next pandemic, recession. I want to make more money, whatever the motivating factor is for you is okay. So I want you to think about, in the long run, do you want to start a group practice? A group practice is probably one of the most popular ways for therapists to generate, additional income. Courses, workshops, even providing corporate wellness workshops, thinking about multiple streams of income in terms of the types of services that you offer, intensives, weekend intensives, or full day therapy. I see it's very common, like with trauma survivors, they do like a full 8-hour, like EMDR intense kind of session. And so you can think about the different types of services and expand on the services that you already do, and just extrapolate those into something that will bring you additional income. I think that we all have a wheelhouse. We have a thing that we're really good at. And I do recommend you kind of stay within that. I wouldn't venture too far left or right from what you generally do. So if you're an anxiety specialist, you want to think about a course for anxiety. You want to think about workshops for anxiety. You want to think about, marketing to corporate offices and how to handle work stress. So you want to stay within whatever you generally do and start building your audience. So if I have one message for you all now, it's build your audience. You too one day could have a Facebook group of over 13,000 people. You can have, 10,000 followers on Instagram, which is sort of like the magic number. And you could have a mailing list with thousands and thousands of people. I want you to really think about how you're going to build that audience and get to working now when maybe you have the time to do those things. I'm here. I'm Amanda. I'm in my private practice collective. Send me any emails with any questions you have. It's Amanda at AmandaPattersonLMHC.com. See you soon, everybody. Bye.